Hi guys, good morning. It's Duff here. Welcome to my reading of ARCOLA, The Incredibly Dubious Life of Dr. Robert Watkin. So I just decided that, a person can only sit around so long with nothing artistically to do. And I decided I have this play that I had written a few months ago. And I've workshopped it with incredible actors over the pandemic, and I really appreciate everyone's input into the play. And then I've dramaturged it somewhat with. I've had people who are playwrights and have given me notes, extensive notes, and so I've incorporated those into this sixth draft version of the play. And I thought, what the hell? I might as well just entertain myself and entertain the masses, and possibly, put it out there for it to be produced, because I really think in this time of the pandemic, there's a need for this type of content, and it really is a great story. So yeah, I'm doing all the voices myself. So if you have any questions after, I could do sort of like a post thing. But essentially, the play is set in the early 1900s during the Great Pandemic of 1918, and it's actually a true story based on my great aunt and her husband, Dr. Robert Watkin, who was from Ontario. His parents were English, and he came west during all of the the sort of migration to the land being opened up to people, free land basically, and he went as a doctor to ARCOLA, Saskatchewan, which is a teeny little town in the south east part of the province, close to Winnipeg. And a lot of people from Winnipeg, sort of traveled, and he met my great aunt in Winnipeg. She was a dressmaker, and they moved to ARCOLA. And so it's basically a slice of his life. It's had a few different incarnations told through his daughter's eyes, and I decided to just tell it through Robert's eyes. So I hope you enjoy it. Be easy on me. I'm doing all the voices. I'm going to do all the narration as well. But there's lots going on, so you'll never be bored. And it'll always be up on YouTube if you do get, if you want to come back and listen to it at any point. It's basically, I'm doing it as sort of a radio drama, a one-man radio drama. So here we go. Going to have a little bit of my coffee before we start. If anyone has any questions, let me just look at the chatorama here. Hello to Darren. I hope you're listening. Karen, hi. She's in Britain, and Sharon's there, I think. Okay, folks, here we go. So this is ARCOLA, The Incredibly Dubious Life of Dr. Robert Watkin, a dramatic play in 2 acts by me, Duff McDonald. This is a 6th draft. I won't read the character list. The production notes. So this is based on the true story of my family, set in the worldwide pandemic of TB and the Spanish flu that spanned from the late 1800s to the early 1900s. The core of the story happens from 1907 to 1925. The ensemble can be used in many incidental roles and double cast as much as possible as townsfolk and the like, as designated by the production team. The set can be minimal, and elements like the train can be imagined with lighting and dry ice effects. Digital backdrops, can be used for the farmers' fields, home interiors, as simple as a few chairs with some furniture items and props. Sound design and effects can play a big part in this production. Acknowledgements. I would like to thank my cousin Kathy Walker, Jean Cochran, Adrian Patton in Arcola, Saskatchewan, who's a historian, the Watkin family, and many of my colleagues and friends for their support and encouragement. Thank you so much for helping me out with this. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of this small banner here that's a bit distracting. And Act 1, Prologue. A steam train whistle blows. Robert, with disdain. Oh, that sound. Can't stand it. Not because it's too loud, but because it reminds me of a time, a certain period that was filled with uncertainty, war, and disease. The steam train whistle blows again. Thank you for coming. I want to introduce you to an important story. It's a very personal one, a timely one I think that needs to be told. It's a story of a man and his will to persevere through one of history's toughest battles. In the telling, perhaps we'll all gain a unique perspective into a time that is not so different from our own right now. When humans come face to face with something that toys with their very existence, we have a tendency to rise up. This is a testament to the strength of the human spirit. My name is Dr. Robert Watkin, and this is my story. Setting: Winnipeg Medical College, 1910. A Professor Ramage leads the few students in a demonstration around a gurney in their white medical frocks and masks. One student, John, 20s, is performing the procedure on a mock patient. The patient writhes in pain. Professor Ramage: "Now, if you look closely, class, at this point, after asking the patient the vital symptomatic questions, we shall palpate the right quadrant for any signs of swelling in the liver area or any notable changes. We have noticed jaundice in the epidermis and ocula." The door swiftly opens and Robert Watkin comes rushing in, obviously late for class. The mock patient stops writhing in pain. They all turn. "Mr. Watkin, if I have to tell you one more time, you shall be docked grade points in this session." Never again, sir. I was just... "What we do here is of utmost importance. If you do not respect my time and your fellow students, I see no reason for you to continue." "Really, I'm very sorry, sir. It won't happen again." "Perhaps you'd like to join us?" "Yes, sir." Robert puts on a white frock and joins them around the patient, who begins to writhe again. So, as I was saying, we have a patient, mid-20s, with piercing pain in the upper right quadrant. Jaundice. Robert? Sorry? What do you do now?" "Palpate, sir." Robert very efficiently palpates the liver area of the body. The patient writhes in pain and more pain. And I'm palpating the right quadrant. I'm noting signs of swelling in the liver area. The patient is audibly in pain as I travel my way through the affected area. I am now checking for rebound tenderness, Blueberg sign. Patient screams, And clearly we have a liver problem. There seems to be a scarring or a mass around the liver, sir. Possible liver cirrhosis, which would explain the buildup of fluid in the abdomen. But if I may, I would suggest the presence of possible spontaneous bacterial peritonitis. I would order blood tests, prescribe 1 milligram of cocaine for the pain, acetic acid for any fever, and ask the patient to remain in hospital. Sir? Yes. Well, very good. Well done in your first week of study. We shall commence again tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. Yes, Robert? Yes. I will be here with bells on, sir. The professor exits. John and Robert look at each other and smile. A few hours pass. Remnants of last students leave the classroom. John and Robert are collecting their things. Yeah. You're off to a rocky start with Professor Ramage, and you just got here. Left him speechless. That's a goddamn rare thing. I know, John. I have a condition. You do? I do. It's called I can't stand old fat men. Well, if you're going to give him a condition, you're going to give him a condition if you keep doing that. He was supposed to retire 5 years ago. Hey, be easy on him. I got to finish my term and graduate. Understandable. So I never asked you, Robert. Are you from Winnipeg? Is anyone ever from Winnipeg? Hey, I am born and raised. Sorry to hear that, you bastard. No, I'm from Burnham Thorpe. England? No, Ontario. You're a funny man. Did you come out here to Winnipeg with your family? Yeah, you could say that in a manner of speaking. Scene 2, lights down, flashback. Burnham Thorpe, Ontario, Watkin home, 1 year ago. Lights up on Mary, 60s, British. She sets the table. She lays a food platter down. Music plays on the gramophone. Robert, let's sit, dear. I'm starving. Yeah. All right, let's say grace, Robert. Bless us, O Lord, this food to our use and us to thy service. Keep us ever mindful of the needs of others, our dear families. In Jesus' name, Christ our Savior. Amen. Amen. Oh, thank you, son. I'm so glad you're home. Let's dig in. Me too, Mother. I missed you so much. So, tell me, how was San Francisco? It's a busy, bustling city, eh? I'd love to visit someday. It was surely eye-opening. I'll certainly carry with me my whole life what I learned there. I loved being by the ocean, too. Fresh air. It's wonderful, Mom. Well, I bet you'll look back on your time there and be glad that you gained that unique knowledge of all those physicians and professors. I do hope you continue to study, son. Be someone that we can be proud of. Of course. But, hey, they have some rather unconventional methods as opposed to our Western ways. Oh, what do you mean unconventional? Well, more holistic. Asian remedies, naturopathic, they call it. Career fen-phen treatments, I believe, will change the face of medicine one day, and I plan to incorporate it into my practice. Well, it's all Greek to me. Suddenly, Dick, 60s, British, brash, bursts through the door. He's been drinking. He slams the door behind him. The family jumps. Robert, you're leaving on the next train out of Burnham Thorpe. What? Righto, you heard me. You're leaving. Where's wine, Mary? What? Limpy Leonard down at the livery tells me that there are settlers moving in west in droves. The Crown has opened up further native lands and is granting free sections to anyone who can make a go of it. We must venture out there, son. The railways are headed straight on through. They're encouraging settlement. Now, we all know that with this new slew of vagrants comes newborn babies, disease, infections, and who knows what in God's name. You would be a valuable commodity. Dick, did you at least want to say hello to the boy? He just got home. And with your medical know-how, and surely many, many lives will be spared. Fertile land in our family for generations to come. Dick. Oh. Hello, boy. You've lost your mind, Father. I can't be responsible for hundreds of people's lives. I'd be tarred and feathered, let alone take care of land and farm, animals, horses. What? Bollocks! You can apply to the college in Winnipeg and find hired help. Weren't you looking to study abroad anyway? Winnipeg's not abroad, Father. Well, if there's anyone in this family that I can trust to carry on the family legacy, it's you, Robert. For God's sake, do it in the name of the Queen Mom, eh? Dick, please, we will support you on any decision you make, son. We must stay here. Sisters and brothers can help us here when the time comes, but one never knows, does one? Years from now, they will say, that Robert Watkin, what a man of great intent and vision for the future. Thank the good Lord for him. Of course, my name will be mentioned somewhere in there as well, probably first. That's a given. Oh, come here. Huh? You're going. Dick grabs a bottle of port wine and pours himself a glass. The pour is more than average. He pours one for Robert, grabs him, and puts his arm around him with fervor, spilling the wine. Dick takes the whole wine glass back. Robert watches in awe. Yes, well, will you at least think about it for the good of the family? Robert is concerned. They drink. Yes, I'll think about it. Righto, that's my son. Now drink up and let's eat. They all sit down to eat. The dining room, later that evening. Dick is passed out in another chair by the fire. Mouth open, snoring. Robert, son. She sits closer to Robert at the table. They speak quietly. Oh, brother. I know. Don't mind your father. He's a bit daft sometimes. and he's been drinking. I'll straighten him out. He means well. You know that, right? Don't mind him. He gave me no choice. But you know he wants to have a good life. He wants you to have a good, full life. And he just doesn't know how to navigate that. You know, son, I have faith in you, and I know that you do too. My father always used to say, don't do as I say, do as I do. Yes. Now, these people out there on the prairies, they need you. This is a much greater mission than you know. I think your father is just worried you will turn out like your brother William, and of course, we don't want that now, do we? And I hear the Red River in Winnipeg is just lovely in the summer. Yes, but if I do go, I'm most certainly going to need more than this flimsy black wool suit to keep me warm, Mother. Well, we'll make sure you have a nice warm top coat before you brave the prairie winter winds. Aha, and who knows? You may find that sweet someone to keep you warm. Ugh. You'll be fine. I love you, son. Scene 3. Winnipeg, 1910. Stairs to the medical college. Robert and John are just leaving. Will you join me for a drink at McClarty's, Robert? I'm not much of a drinker. Well, I have to get home anyway. I have a new wife and baby waiting for me. A wife and baby, John? Jeez, you started early. Well, okay, maybe another time. I'd love to meet your family, though, John. No time like today. Yes, for sure. Nice to meet you, Robert. It's Dr. Robert Watkin. What? You have your degree? Yeah. Well, what are you doing here in Winnipeg? My father wanted me to come west to settle some land, and I thought I may as well continue my studies out here until I find a place I like. How ambitious. Welcome to the Wild West. Can't wait to see what you have up your sleeve for Professor Ramage next time. See you soon, Dr. Robert Watkin. You too, John. Toodaloo. He goes to exit and turns back. Robert, what the heck? Why don't you come by for supper tonight around 6? Oh, sure. No time like today. Sounds great. And you see that big old red building at the end there? That's us. Number 3. See you then. They exit. Scene 4. John's home, a tenement apartment. His wife, Sarah, my great aunt, late 20s, is cooking up a storm. There's a knock at the door. I'll get it. She opens the door. Robert stands there. He is taken back at how put together and how beautiful Sarah is. Well, hello. You must be Robert. Sorry. Yes. Well, come in before you catch your death. Yeah, I can't afford to hire myself for a consultation. You're a funny man. That's what your husband says. John enters. Ah, Robert, it's been so long. Oh, yeah, at least 90 minutes by my pocket watch, John. Robert is watching Sarah as she floats around the room preparing dinner. Come in. Come in. Here, let me take your top coat. Wow, very nice. So, what would you like? Robert. Oh, yes. What would you like for a drink? A drink. I'm fine. Oh, come on. Don't be drab. All right. Just a sliver of wine. You're going to have to learn how to drink if you're going to be living out here in hinterland. Europeans will be offended. I smoke enough to make up for it. Young Queenie, 4 years old, enters. She's energetic, to say the least. Mommy, mommy! She runs around the room, jumping and frolicking. Queenie, please lower your voice. Please, we have a guest. It's fine. I come from a large family. I prefer it, actually. She keeps running around. Here you go. A wee sliver for you. Aye. Thanks. Sláinte. Cheers. Oh, you speak Gaelic? I'm Scottish. I'm a McDonald. No. Oh, no. Just a word here or there. In Ontario, it's common, but I come from British stock. Oh, well, I'm from Chatham. Mommy, who is this? This is Dr. Robert Watkin. Oh, you can call me Robert, though. All right? Queenie stops. She just stares at him. There is a significant pause. Well, Queen, go wash up. We're going to sit now and eat. Now! She runs off, exits. Well, she's certainly a spark of fire. Firecracker, some might say. Oh, all right, gentlemen, let's sit. She needs a good whipping and a whipping now and then. Well, thank you both for having me. It's been a while since I've had a nice home-cooked meal. Our pleasure. Anytime. Thank you. Scene 5, Winnipeg, on a warm summer day. The river's edge. The Red River. Street musicians and the sound of children playing fills the air. Robert and Sarah strolling slowly on a sunny day. Such a gorgeous day today, Sarah. I'm so glad we came down to the park. Queenie, are you glad we came down to the park? Queenie nods. Has the cat got your tongue? No. What's wrong? Nothing. Well, let's keep walking. You want some ice cream? No. You want to go ride the horses? No. What about some candy floss? No. Oh, boy, she's a tough cookie, huh? Well, you keep asking me. I just want Robert. Right. Well, don't come to me later and say you want ice cream. You're mean. She runs off and plays on a nearby swing. She's just a bit irritated these days. She doesn't seem to be coping very well. What do you mean? Well, John's been gone trying to deal with his mother, who is getting on. Yes, he's certainly got a lot on his plate. She's very sick. So it really means a lot that you took time this weekend to be with Queenie and I. It's my pleasure. It's nice to be around kids. And, you know, for John, I'm glad to help out. I miss my family and the flurry of activity. I thrive in that. What are your plans after you're done studying? Oh, I have an eye on a little town west of here, ARCOLA. Oh, very nice. Small town life appeals to me. Wow. He stares at Sarah, not knowing what to say. Well, we should be getting back home. Thanks, Robert, for helping me out today. It really eases the burden. Anytime you need help, just please call on me. Well, hopefully it will never be a doctor's call. Yes, but luckily you have one that makes house calls. Yes. I hope to see you soon, Robert. Likewise. Queenie, come now. She exits. Robert stands alone and watches her go. He smiles. Scene 6. Winnipeg College, morning. Robert sneaks into the rear of the medical gallery audience, trying not to catch the attention of Professor Ramage. He looks around the room as the demonstration is in progress as on the cadaver of a pig. Now, with the bowel removed, you can clearly see the organs that are obstructing. Robert looks for John. It's nowhere to be seen. Robert leans over to a fellow student. Have you seen John here today? No, not at all. Strange. Robert rushes out. Scene 6A. John's home. Moments later. Sarah? The door opens. It's young Queenie. Hi, Mr. Watkin. Hello there, Queenie. Is your mommy home? Yes, Sarah comes to the door, gently pushes young Queenie aside. Let me talk to Mr. Watkin, Queen. Can you just go play for a minute? Young Queenie exits to the other room. Sarah is clearly upset. Hello, Robert. Is everything all right? Where is John? He never came back. What do you mean? His mother recovered on his journey home. The horse and buggy. Well, the horse and buggy was crossing the rail line and the steam train was coming. The horse got spooked and wouldn't budge. John, he got off to pull the horse and it ended up getting pushed into the... I'm sorry. Oh, my Lord. I'm so sorry, Sarah. This is horrible. I don't know what to do now. Robert goes to embrace her. Come here. I'm so sorry. Don't you worry. You will be taken care of, both of you. And I will help you through this. John was a good pal. He was a good man. Yes, he was. Now, let's get you a nice cup of tea. Come on. Thank you. Suddenly, young Queenie reappears. The two are embraced and break apart. Mommy, when can we see Daddy? Come, Queen, come. They all enter the apartment and close the door. Scene 7. Sorry, guys. This is actually really hard to read. Okay. Because it's true. Scene 7. Winnipeg Riverbank, 1 year later. The birds sing and children play. Robert and Sarah stroll. Young Queenie tags along with the skipping rope. Robert. I still can't believe we lost him. He had such a bright future. We were going to have another baby. Oh, he never told me that. Well, it wasn't a sure plan, but we discussed it. Well, no time like the present. Sorry? Oh, it was something he and I always said. No time like the present. Oh, yes, that's right. Sarah, I'd like to offer something up to you and Queenie. Oh? As the year finishes, I'm relocating. You are? Yeah, I see there's an opening for a doctor in Arcola, just west of here. It's a quaint town, and I think it's time for me to start practicing. Seriously. That's wonderful. Really wonderful. Oh, I'll have a nice tract of land. Well, Would you like to join me? I mean, to try something new. Perhaps it will help you in healing. A fresh start. Sarah thinks. She looks over to young Queenie, who is skipping and lost in her own world. I'm not sure how Queen would be with all of that. She's already quite bothered by John's death. Well, perhaps a smaller town would be good for her. Her relationships with her other children would run deeper. More attention from her teachers. It's just a smaller community. Yes, perhaps. Perhaps it would be good for her. And you and I? You and I? Yes. Won't she be confused? I will do my damnedest to make her feel comfortable and give her the best life I possibly can, Sarah. You two have had a hard time in the past few months. Why do I get the feeling you're about to tell me something I may regret hearing? Puh, I would never do such a thing. ARCOLA? Yeah. Are you all right? It's wonderful. I love the prairies. So you approve? Of course I do, you lug. I was afraid you would go running. Dr. Robert Watkin, I would never dream of such a vile thing. I'm a MacDonald at heart, and I live for the open air. You're such a fool. With my dressmaking skills, the ladies of the town will clamor for my gowns and silk hats. I know we can make this work, Sarah. I was beginning to think Winnipeg was my end of times. Now I can see we have a fresh start, and I'll make us proud. They kiss. Young Queenie rums up. Ew, Mommy, can we go now? Yes, Queen, we can go. We're going. They all walk off. Robert laughs. Scene 8. Just going to take a small break, folks. Hold on. This is hard work. Scene 8. A radio announcement or small podium. Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier. My fellow citizens, as our dedicated troops prepare to go to war and support our allies overseas, our very country has a difficult battle to fight here at home. Our medical doctors and nurses on the front lines are now faced with the daunting task of treating thousands upon thousands of citizens due to the recent outbreaks of influenza and consumption. We shall do our best to make sure history does not repeat itself. ARCOLA, a farmhouse on the outskirts of town. A few months later, Robert knocks on the door. Hello, coming in. Robert barges in wearing a white surgical mask. A very gaunt, skinny man, Mr. Watson, is laid out on an old kitchen table. He seems to be suffering a great deal. His wife, Mrs. Watson, 40s, stands by, very concerned. Well, what's going on here? Mr. Watson, how are we doing? He examines. What are your symptoms? Can you hear me? He coughs up blood. He's extremely tired, sir. Yes, I see. And blood. Can you get me a cloth, Mrs. Watson? You best stay back. Mr. Watson, can you sit up for me? Come on now. Just on the edge here. Very good. Robert puts a stethoscope to his chest. He listens. Do you have pain in your chest? Mr. Watson winces, then nods. Yeah, he's almost green. And let me see here. His eyes are bloodshot. Robert turns to the family standing by. Boys, go to the other room. Stay away. Shoo. So, what do you think it is, Doctor? Well, I don't think. I know. Easy. Now, lay back down, sir. It looks like consumption, tuberculosis. With these obvious symptoms, it's clear. I've seen this in many times now. It's horrible. He must leave immediately to the sanatorium facility in Fort Sand. It's just north of here, and he'll be put into isolation. This is highly contagious. You have to wash your hands and bathe frequently and burn any clothing that comes in contact. Disinfect everything, all right? Lemon, alcohol, and hot water. Scrub everything. They'll get him into the sun, and he'll be breathing that fresh valley air real soon. Oh, dear Lord. Yes, sir, we will ready the horses. Boys! Thank you, Doctor. We know this is for the best. I hope we haven't put you at risk. Boys! Hell no. Pardon my French. How can we ever pay you? As you know, Earl fell ill last month, and we've suffered. That'll do. That. Sorry, sir? This will help my family a great deal. It's a lovely pie. Oh, I'm sure there will be ample opportunity for us to have a proper exchange of monies, Mrs. Watson. You've got some adventurous boys who always seem to be up to something and need something sewn up. Yes, they're at the age. Well, I can't imagine that's enough, but if that quells our payment to you, we are very grateful, Mr. Dr. Robert Watkin. You are a saint. Boys, thank the good doctor. Thank you, sir. Doctor? Yes. Is Daddy all right? Well, he will be. And you will be too now, boy. Promise to help your mother, okay? She's going to need a lot of help. Be good, you young whippersnappers, and you stay away from your buddies for now, all right? Yes, sir. All right, so take care and take care and keep your family safe. Thank you for this. Looks delicious. God bless you all. Godspeed, Dr. Dr. Watkin. I've got the stutters. Robert exits the home and peels off his surgical mask and takes a deep breath. He lights up a cigarette and slowly breathes out. Scene 9, Main Street, Arcola. There are very few in the streets of the town. It's a desolate ghost town. A handful of local Arcola women crisscross the stage in small groups, chattering. Some are wearing white surgical masks. They greet one another from a good distance, avoiding a contact. The buildings are boarded up and signage states closed due to Spanish flu. Newspaper boy, get your paper, get your leader here, 5 cents, 5 cents. Well, I simply never thought I'd be the type to flash my ankles around the streets like this, that's for sure. But my Charlie sure likes it. He won't let go of me. Evil. Yes, well, Sarah surely has outdone herself. Beautiful lacing. Oh, well, thank you kindly. Before my daughter's wedding, I was destitute. I had a lovely white silk drape that hung in our upper room. Utterly useless. I handed it to Sarah and I said, help me, dear. She created a masterpiece, I tell you. I told my daughter it was shipped from Paris. She hugged me so hard, I almost cracked in half. Right then, the sound of a cart being pulled by horses trots by. The ladies make way. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. They follow the cart from stage left to right in silence. It's loaded with locals. Any joy the ladies were feeling is sucked from their conversation. They're all sick. Poor people. Headed to Dr. Watkin. Oh, wonder when this horrific plague will end and our stores will reopen. I had to go to Andrews's farm to get my potatoes last week, and they barely had any left. Well, it may be a long while, my dear. Oh, no. I'm glad we get out for our walks. Yes, me too. I'm going crazy. How's your Charlie feeling these days? Is he still quite ill? Yes, unfortunately. Thank you for asking. We can't bring him to town or church or anything for fear of infecting others, but I think he's slowly getting better. Dr. Watkin dropped by last week and gave him some medication and a good pep talk. I hope it will help. He's a good man, huh? Dr. Watkin? Yes, quite. We're so lucky to have him here in this horrible time. Yes. Well, give Charlie my best, won't you? I will, love. I will. Be well, ladies. Be well. Bye-bye. The women exit. Scene 9. Watkin home. Early evening. Sarah, 30s, is busy sewing and mending as Robert enters. Robert. I'm home. Robert enters with a crate that has medical-grade alcohol stamped on the side. He sets it down with a thud. His surgical mask hangs around his neck. What was that? In here, darling. I'm working. Oh, women never quits. Quite the pair we make, hey? I got another order of spirits from the government office. You know, this is always a happy day for me. He pops off a cork and takes a long swig. He walks over to her. Should you be doing that? Oh, Robert, you look exhausted. Are you all right? Oh, sure. The amount of people infected keeps rising. I see in the paper, you're all over the district. Of course. I'm a pillar of strength. Ugh. He falls to the floor, playing her. Oh my God. Robert. She runs to him. Rob! There's silence. She slaps his cheeks. Then Robert grabs Sarah, flips her over, and pins her to the floor. She screams with joy. Ah! He puts the surgical mask over his mouth. Excuse me, madam. I am just examining for possible exposure. Let me keep and look deep into your eyes. Aha! Yes, you have unfortunately been exposed to the wiles of a man who loves you with all his heart and soul, madam. There's nothing we can do. It's hopeless. Hopeless, I tell you. Oh, yes? Yes. We cannot release you until you're cured of what ails you. Well, I hope I can find help soon because I can't breathe. Get off of me. You're such a card. Sarah rips off his mask. Robert kisses Sarah with much passion. The two stare at one another with the deepest love. Sarah starts to cry. Oh no, am I that bad? Silly ogre. No. I have something to tell you. Yeah? Yeah. Help me up. Well, we're blessed. We are? I know I promised you riches, but I'm with child. You're with who? We're expecting. Come here. Oh my God. I love you. I love you. They hug and embrace. This is our first child together. Now, I know it hasn't been easy for you over the past few years, but I promise I will be there in sickness and in health. And I pray that you and I will find peace here amongst all this chaos. And don't worry about me. I have you, Queenie, and now our little prize. He rubs her belly. There's a very large pause, and then he gets down on one knee. Oh my. Speaking of promises, Will you marry me, sweet Sarah Elizabeth MacDonald of Glencoe? He grabs a drape rung off a nearby sewing table. Sarah laughs. What will people say? Who cares? Oh my. He puts the ring on. Oh my God. Yes, yes. They begin to waltz around the room. They laugh joyously. Sarah protects her tummy. Hey, careful now, monsieur. Well, you could have told me before I threw you to the ground. They laugh. Scene 10. ARCOLA Town Hall. Robert and Sarah quickly transform into formal wedding attire. Guests filter in, lively music plays, rice is being thrown and dancing, drinking and smoking ensues. Young Queenie stands awkwardly to the sides, peering on with wonder, and then begins to exit. Sarah is showing more noticeably. Robert. Queenie, darling, come on, come dance with Daddy. No, I don't want to. Queen, you're being rough. Robert laughs and straightens his face. I'll be easy on you. I'll only rip off one arm off this time. He takes Queenie and puts her feet on the top of his. They skittle about the floor like an old vaudeville act. Daddy, that's too fast. Slow down. Robert continues to swirl her around until she's dizzy and can't stand. She sits. He sits, puffing beside her. Now, wasn't that fun? I'm dizzy. Queenie, listen to me. Your mother is going to need your help over the next while. I hope you can be there for her. You think you can do that? Yes. You're my little soldier. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Now, you go and kick up your heels and have some fun. Your mother and I have to go talk business. Mrs. Murphy will take care of you tonight, okay? Robert hugs young Queenie and grabs his wife in a passionate kiss. He grabs a bottle off the table and he proclaims, Good night, all. Sarah and I shall leave you all to your demons and debauchery, you sinners. Now, please don't fraternize at this dangerous time. I dare you to keep your distance. We love you all. Ta! The crowd screams in joy. Sarah throws her flowers in the air and her veil as they exit, and we hear the buggy pull away as the whinny of horses echo through the hall. Young Queenie stands in the middle of the chaos. As everyone goes, it goes into sort of a slow motion. She slowly circles and puts on the veil. She picks up the veil, the flowers, and smells them. This action continues, and after a few beats, back to tempo. Lights come down, and the lights slowly rise again. Scene 11, Watkin home. 7 months later, the morning sun has risen, and beams of sun shoot through the windows. Dickie has now joined the family. The baby. I'm off now. I have many, many, many visits today. This thing is spreading like wildfire. Queenie, are you up? Yes. She runs in. Make sure you tend to your chores and help Mother fetch water from the well before school. And the oil lamps have to be filled as well. The ones around the side too. Did you hear me? Yes. Why do I always have to do everything? Queen, your mother is busy with her own business, and we need your extra hands. It's just how it has to be, all right? These are extraordinary times. All right? Yes. Yes. You read the Daily News, Sarah? You see what's happening overseas? He hands the newspaper to Sarah. Look in the leader today. The war is officially over. I hope that's it for wars for this country. Yes, dear. I'm worried about our situation here, though. They say millions are dying. Not if I can help it. There's always a cure. Optimism, huh? How will these poor women cope? See, there you go. Survival of the fittest, dear. It's up to me to keep them in good health, sound mind, body, and spirit. Up to you to keep them looking good. Daddy, you're not leaving, are you? What? No, Queenie. I'm staying right here. Oh, except for right now, I must be off. He kisses Queenie and Sarah and grabs his doctor's bag. He exits. Sarah. Queenie, can you warm some milk, please? It's getting a bit chilly for the baby. And can you grab some wood from outside and stoke the fire? Thanks, sweetheart. And Queenie tends to these chores. Come here for a minute first, honey. Come, sit. Queenie sits while Sarah rocks the baby. I've asked for a woman to come help us out for the summer. She can cook and help with the chores and help with some cleaning. Hopefully, she'll make all of our lives easier and we can get back to enjoying some of our time together. Her name is Martha. She's a lovely woman. Well, I hope she's nice. She comes highly recommended by Aunt Mary. Oh, Percy, my silly brain. Her train gets in at noon. Can you run to meet her, Queen? Well, my schoolwork for Monday and the chores. You can work on that later, Queen. I don't think you're going to be in school that long anyway. They're talking about canceling it due to the virus. I will get the Murphy boy next door to tend to the wood. You run now, okay? Don't be late. We can't have our Martha thinking we aren't punctual. Now, hurry along. Young Queenie grabs her coat and exits. Sarah coughs. It's not a regular cough. Scene 12. Doctor's office. Later that day, Robert tends to a teenage boy in his small office. The boy is seated in a makeshift dentist chair. Just seeing if you guys can hear me. He holds a pair of pliers and a beauty mirror. A bottle of alcohol sits nearby. A small iron sits in the potbelly stove fire coals. Take a swig of this. Swish it around your mouth. Now spit. Open. Robert reaches deep into his mouth and starts wrenching out a molar with the pliers. The teenage boy writhes with pain. He suddenly yanks it out. He takes the iron on the coals and cauterizes the gums inside the boy's mouth. A sizzle of flesh is heard. Now, take a swig. Swish. Spit. You're all done. Easy. See? Here, take this. The compress. Take this. Cocaine drops for the pain. Say hi to your mother and father for me and be safe out there. Teenage boy reaches into his pocket for money. No. You just tell your parents my horses need to be turned over by tomorrow midday on my way to Forget. Sorry, that line reads, No. Just tell your parents my horses need to be turned over by tomorrow midday on my way to Forget. Forget what? What? What did you forget? What did I what? Forget. It's a town, boy. Forget. About 20 minutes over. Oh, get out of here. God. The teenage boy exits. Robert takes a swig of the alcohol. A bell is heard out back. He runs to open the door. A government official, 40s, appears holding a hand truck loaded with crates. Just in the nick of time. I thought you boys would never get here. I've been waiting for weeks. The Regina office said you'd be here on the 7th. Oh, we were waylaid. Oh, well, I certainly never thought the government would be delivering spirits to my back door, but hey, we all see the money behind the man, don't we? Yeah, Dr. Watkin. I assume you'll be using these bottles for medicinal purposes, Doctor? He spots a few bottles on the glass and a glass on his desk. If you will sign your John Henry right here, I could be on my way to the next lovely village. Robert signs. Smells kind of odd in here. Oh, that's the smell of burning flesh. Oh, I see. Come back when you can. What a treat. Thanks again. Pleasure was all mine. Good day, Dr. Robert Watkin. A lineup of people are waiting outside of Robert's office in need of medical attention. Some coughing and are very sick. Town resident ad-libs. Doctor, do you have time to see me? Please, sir. We came all this way. Yes, I'll be right with you, folks. Scene 13. A train whistle blows. ARCOLA train station. Young Queenie looks down the tracks for the train. The sound gets louder as it approaches. Steam spills from the darkness. Nobody gets off. Young Queenie is perplexed. She approaches the conductor. Sir, when does the train leave? I was expecting a lady and I can't seem to see her. We leave immediately, young miss. Perhaps she missed her train. If she's not off the train now, she'll be here. Well, she ain't here, little filly. Oh, thank you, sir. Just as Queenie is about to run off, she turns and bumps right into a woman, Martha, 30s, Asian. Sorry, I had to cast myself in this role. Wearing a long black coat and a big feathered hat. Oh, miss, are you our housekeeper? Well, I don't know. Do you need one? Yeah, we're expecting a lady to come. Martha. Her name, is your name Martha? Yes, dear. My Martha. I'm she. Now, if you can gather your thoughts enough to guide me to your home, I can begin to tend to my duties. Miss? Queen. Queen? Queen of what? Queen. My name is Queen of Winnipeg. Well, I never thought I would meet a queen. Never say never. Nice to meet you. Martha goes to shake her hand. Oh, we can't do that. No touching. Young Queenie grabs her suitcase and walks off with deliberation. Oh, God have mercy on this child. Martha exits after her. Scene 14. My apologies for the horrible Asian accent. Watkin home, bustling with activity. Young Queenie enters with Martha. Young Queenie. Martha, our new person is here, Mom. Housekeeper. Sorry. Oh, my. Hello. Martha enters in after young Queenie. Hello, Mrs. So very nice to meet you, Martha. I trust your train ride from Vancouver was pleasant? Yes, Mrs. Sarah. So nice to meet you. I look forward to assisting you as I see you so as well. I am good at this. Whatever you need, so many people in need. Robert enters from the side door. He goes to Sarah. I got some bad news today. What is it? Mother passed. Robert hands Sarah a letter. I received this today. Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. You always talk so fondly of her. Yeah. Scarlet fever. Oh, no. How horrible. I hope she didn't suffer too long. Oh, so sorry. No, but if only I had been there, I could have saved her. I knew she was ill. I just thought she would win. Oh, dear, you can't think that. But I can't help that. I know, but life takes its course. You have your own battle here. Oh, my Lord. The amount of lives you save here makes up for your absence there. Yeah. Yeah. She was my rock. Can I eat something now? Oh, Queen, just wait. Go wash your hands, please. I'm starving. Queenie, I can make it myself. Sarah. Queen, yes, please. All right, just go make something and wash. Sarah is a tad overwhelmed. Young Queenie stomps off to the kitchen nearby. Robert notices Martha. Oh, hello. And you must be Martha. Yes, sir. Hello, I'm Robert. Dr. Watkin, but just Robert will suffice. Sorry. It's been a day already. Please make yourself at home. All right. The room at the top of the stairs is for you. Queen, did you cut the wood like I told you? We need it for tonight. The winds are picking up. But Mother told me that the Murphys would. Now, Queen. Now is better than the present. Sorry, that line reads, no time is better than the present. I'm starving. The Murphys. Queenie comes back into the room. Robert glares at her. Robert, I told her to ask the boys as she had to run and meet Martha at the station. Well, I still need you to. I need her to feed the chickens. I may have to run out on another call soon. One of the twins shot his sister in the foot. Always me. Can't even eat. I'm going to starve to death. Not sure what I did to deserve this. Young Queenie grabs her coat and exits. Oh boy. We're so sorry, Martha. As you can see, we are so glad you're here. It isn't always this bad. As you know, we have a new baby on the way, so we'll need your complete attention, Martha, at this time. As you can see, we have some challenges. If you don't mind to keep your hands washed, and we can't be too careful with this virus. I'm overloaded with cases, and I'll be in and out frequently. I trust you can assist us with cooking, chores, helping clean, and such. Yes? I know it's a bit overwhelming as you just arrived, but I just want to be clear from the start. Are you good with horses? Martha stares at him and then eventually nods. Great. Toodaloo. He grabs his doctor bag and exits. As he walks outside, he takes a drink of whiskey. Scene 15, an old farmhouse. Another patient. Robert is a bit tipsy. Frank, 50s, a crusty old curmudgeon, sits outside the house with a pitchfork in hand. He's smoking. Dr. Watkin, I am he. I hear you need my help. I think we're just fine. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Then why did your wife send a message for me to rush over as soon as I can? Not sure, but I'm almost certain we don't need a doctor such as you. Frank moves closer to him with the pitchfork. And the mother yelling from off stage, Dr. Watkin! Well, seems someone needs me here. Excuse me, Frank. Oh, Dr. Watkin, thank God you're here. I went out to the end of the road to look for you. Frank, did you tell him what's happening? Yeah, I did. He stares at Robert. Yeah, I surely did. Yes, he did. I came across the western field from the Gorley farm. I was treating their daughter who is deathly ill. I came as soon as I heard. Well, come inside. Yes. The mother takes Robert inside. The door opens to reveal a home in shambles. On the bed is a sickly young pale boy who is barely clothed. All right, here, take my coat. Put this on. He drapes him with his jacket. He puts on a surgical mask, takes out a bottle labeled medical grade alcohol from his doctor's bag as he douses his hands and places his hands on the boy's forehead. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you're burning up. Very hot. So what's going on here? Say ah. He grabs a spoon and depresses his tongue further. Keep her down, your tongue down, boy. Is everything all right, doctor? I don't like I really don't like the look of this. What's been happening with him? Well, he's been extremely tired and has headaches for days. And then he started having night sweats and chills. His teeth were chattering right out of his mouth. I gave him a hot bath to maybe sweat it. You did what? A hot bath? Yeah, I didn't know what to do. Never give a hot bath to someone who has such a fever. You're lucky he's still alive. Get me some cold cloths, please. Put them under his arms and the back of neck and armpits. She stands there, stunned. They won't walk themselves over here, ma'am. She grabs the rain barrel bucket and dips some cloths into them. She rushes over and begins to apply them. Robert takes out some aspirin and gives it to the boy with some water. Here, take this aspirin for your fever. It will help quell some of this. Frank enters the front door. What's going on here? I'm saving your boy is what's going on. He looks to have symptoms of the new influenza virus. It's a damn pandemic, and you're lucky to be alive. All of you. Is this your milking can? Yeah, it's been out for a few days. Just so preoccupied with her boy, I haven't had time. Perfect. What the dickens? Robert walks over to the milking can, skims off the top layer of white sludge, and slops it into a bowl. I've found in my busy years here and abroad amongst the sick and barely living that by mistake, some folks have fed their children the off milk that sits atop the can. Sorry? By some godforsaken miracle of science, that moldy byproduct has come to cure some of my patients. As Robert is talking, he spots a jug of whiskey, pops the cork, and begins to chug. Just what do you think you're doing, Doctor? Get the hell out of my house. I'd like to think this whole thing is a true test from God, just to see how tenacious and resourceful we Homo sapiens can be in such an upturn of our very way of life. And by holy hell, I think that the human race shall win. I think he grabs the boy's head and tilts it back, and with some force and diligence, he takes the boy's lower jaw and pries it open, pouring the milky byproduct down the boy's throat. Oh my Lord, he chokes, but swallows. Tears run down his face. He coughs with the bad taste. You've lost your mind. Ma'am, please. I know what I'm doing. I said, get out. Frank comes closer. Frank, you asked me to treat your boy. Do you want him to live? Well, do you or don't you? It's simple. That's what I thought. Quickly, Robert props up the boy to a sitting position, grabs the alcohol, and before the boy knows it, what's happening, pours the whiskey down his throat. The boy swallows and coughs. I want you to administer this concoction to your boy 2 times a day. Should see a noticeable improvement in a few days' time. If you don't, you send word as soon as possible, and we exercise our other options. All right? Me do this? Yes, you. You're too far out for me to come back for a follow-up. So unless you want me to make the trip to ARCOLA, which I don't recommend, unless you want to make the trip to ARCOLA, which I don't recommend, this is now your responsibility. I mean, giving a boy alcohol? I've never seen something like this in my whole asinine whole life. I guarantee you, if you administer this on a regular basis for at least 5 consecutive days, you'll see your boy up and on his feet. You'll thank me when you're grandparents. You'll thank me when you become grandparents to his children. Frank, pay him. That's fine. All I ask is that you be good to one another and stay away from others in town and the surrounding area. We don't want this spreading. We need you all alive. And take that aspirin. Good day. Good day. Robert grabs the whiskey on his exit. He stares Frank down. We'll see if he's all right. After Robert leaves, Frank goes to the window and looks to the field beyond. He slams the door that the good doctor left open behind him. Asshole. End of scene. Scene 16. Oh, I'm glad you guys can hear me. Thank you. Scene 16, a nearby field. As Robert crosses the summer fallow, he rips off his surgical mask. He sits at a fence post. He swigs the whiskey and takes out a tin of chewing tobacco. He leans back and takes a deep breath of weariness. This is all starting to take its toll. He begins to sing and hum. Hard times, come again no more, while we see birth and beauty, and the music light and gay. Oh, hard times come again no more. Just then he spots a running boy coming across the field towards him. Dr. Watkin! Dr. Watkin! Come quick, come quick! Boy, what's your hurry? Pack of wolves after you? No, mister. My brother is sick. He swallowed some sort of poison and he can't breathe. Robert immediately chases after the boy to arrive at the front of a barn. As a few people are gathered around trying to deal with the choking boy, some of them are wearing masks. There is a nearby horse cart. A woman, 30s, worn, with a deep concern on her face, also rushes into the crowd. Everyone, please back away. You shouldn't be standing so close. Do you have some mustard powder? Oh, no, sorry, sir. Moon seed bitters, vinegar? I'm afraid not, Dr. Watkin. My cupboards are bare. Robert immediately grabs the boy by the scruff of his shirt, sits, throws him over his knee, pulls open his mouth, leans it, and spits chewing tobacco juice into his mouth. The boy chokes on it, convulses, and then proceeds to throw up green, slimy substance into a nearby bucket. The crowd audibly gasps and is in shock. What poison did this boy consume? Paris green, sir. It's an insecticide. Yeah. He should be fine now. But you're lucky I was just on the next acre. Otherwise, this young man would not have seen Christmas. All right, everybody, take good care now. Keep distant and keep some water in him for the next few days. You know where to find me. Give him this cola syrup to settle his stomach. He reaches into his bag and hands her a bottle. Of course. Thank you. That'll do just fine. He grabs a loaf of freshly baked bread from the cart and plops it in his bag. And some eggs, kindly. Yes, sir, not to worry. She hands him a small wooden crate. Robert stumbles and trips on a shovel as he goes to leave. God damn it! Excuse my French. The crowd chuckles. He exits, stops, spits. Queenie. Sorry, that's just a cut. Scene 17. Watkin home later that night. Sarah is laying on the chaise lounge in the den. The fire burns on a single coal lamp. The fire burns and a single coal lamp lights the room. Martha, can you help me up? Of course. Martha, wearing a surgical mask, cradles baby Dickie in her arms while helping Sarah up. He's crying. I'm not sure what you were thinking, having another child in such a time as this. We weren't thinking at all, Martha. That's the problem. I certainly don't feel well. Robert walks in. He obviously has been drinking. Oh, sweet ladies, what's on the coals this evening? Oh, we already sat, but I made us some chicken dumpling soup, honey. Sounds enchanting. Make sure we take some to the neighbors. They are in need. Oh, my dear, how are you feeling? Come here. He goes to her. He notices the sweat. He puts the back of his hand on her forehead. Burning up. What is this? Martha, why is my wife burning up? Have you not done what I told you? Please get her some soda and water, half a teaspoon. Darling, Mr. Watkin, Robert, gritting her teeth as her emotions build. Martha says, I have done all I could. I am only one human. Young Queenie comes downstairs. She looks around. There's an awkward silence. Is everything all right? Martha says to Robert, I'm sorry. I have spoken out of turn. I'm so sorry. Everything fine, sweetie. Come. She bows her head and begins to walk over to young Queenie. No! No. You're right, Martha. Please don't apologize. I've lost my place in this family and not looked to my own backyard, my own home. We need to get you other opinions, my dear. Doctors who specialize in this. This is beyond my scope. I'm taking the buggy in the morning and I will return with medical attention. All right? Young Queenie stands there in shock. What's happening? Queen, we're just figuring out a plan. For what? For your mother. Why can't you help her? You're a doctor. I don't have what I need here, dear. But you have to. Isn't that what you do? Fix people? Yes, but we should never have come here. I can't even go to school anymore. Queen, it's true. If we stayed in Winnipeg, we would have had a good life. At least there would be help. People around who weren't all sick and dying. Queen. Robert takes young Queenie aside. Sweetie, your mother is very sick. We can't say things like that. Do you understand? Things here at ARCOLA are getting worse with no end in sight. We are all in danger. Nobody's going to school or church or anywhere. Nobody is. Queen, my love, we love you. I'm doing whatever I can to help your mother. I have a lot on my mind. We love you very much. Eh? No, off you go to bed. Young Queenie turns as she exits. Robert? Yes, Queen. May I bring my dolly with me? No! Of course you can. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, get. Lord. We need to make some changes, Sarah. I know. Queenie starts to run back down the stairs and stops. She hides. She listens. What are we to do? We can't handle the workload. I can't be here for you like I should. I mean, Martha is a great help, but Queen deserves more. You have to tell her. Tell her what? She has to go stay with your gram in Ontario. What? Yeah. I'm not telling her. I could never. Yes, you have to. It's your duty, Sarah. If it's you, she'll take it as an order. I'm not sending my own child away, darling. Your own? I'd like to think I've been a father to her, some kind of father. You're never here. I'm trying. She won't remember that you tried. She'll remember that you didn't. Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm just I know. But we don't have room for any other options. We can't have her here. She won't make it. It's getting bad now. Really bad. I can't. We have to. The lights dim One light is left glowing on young Queenie on the stairs. Moments later, Robert goes to Sarah, who is sleeping on the chaise. Queenie emerges and stands by Robert at Sarah's side. Queenie. Later that night, my father came down and laid with my mother by the fire. He stares at Sarah and holds her hand, starts to well up. She's shaking and sweating. Robert says, I won't lose you like I lost my mother. Not without a fight. Good old-fashioned fight. And the lights dim to black. That's the end of Act 1. If anyone wants to grab a little drink, I'll take a 2-minute break and come on back for Act 2. How's everybody doing? Does anybody have any questions? Can you hear me fine? Is all the lighting okay? Is everything good? Oh, shit. Sorry. Can you guys hear me still? My mic fell. Oh, thanks, Dawn. Oh, there's little ears. This is not for children. Okay, see you later, Dawn. Why did you say, what is this? Thanks, Sharon. Thank you. I'm going to continue because it's, got a ways to go here. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. I'm going to have a little... Oh, okay. Thanks, Dawn. I'm going to have a little Q&A after if you have any questions, because there's some, probably people have questions about his life and all that kind of stuff if you want. If not, thank you for tuning in. And we're going to continue with Act 2. Oh, good. I'm glad, Sharon, that your daughter's listening in. The character of Queenie was actually central in the story before. She told the story, but I changed it. But Queenie's a great character for kids, especially during the pandemic. Her journey here is quite interesting. Okay, so let's start with Act 2. Thanks all for tuning in. And here we go. Act 2, Scene 1, Regina, Saskatchewan. A doctor's office. A few days later, Robert enters the office looking a bit worse for wear and filled with piss and vinegar. Sorry, kids. Dr. Rogstad, a man in his late 50s, sits behind the desk. How can I help you, sir? Dr. Rogstad, yes, how may I help you? You come highly recommended by my colleagues in Winnipeg at the medical college, doctor. Oh, I spent many years there. What can I do you for? We need your expertise down in ARCOLA. This Spanish flu is going to wipe out all my community and my wife if you don't help us. It's beyond me. Even our Indian reserves have been decimated, and it's getting worse. Sorry, Dr. Watkin. He puts out his hand. Dr. Robert Watkin. The doctor rejects his offer of a handshake. If you don't mind, under the circumstances, I don't shake hands, but I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Dr. Wait, the Dr. Watkin? Well, I guess, yeah. I've gotten wind of you and your unconventional medical practices. I've followed some of your successes in the leader paper. Miracles, some say. Miracles? Maybe, or just plain common sense. Whatever it may be, it works for most, or a hell of a lot more than most. But this strain is different. I've never seen anything like this before. And my wife, I'm losing her. And if I lose my baby and my wife, I'm not sure how I can help you. What? But Mr. Watkin, this pandemic has put so much stress on my staff here, and we simply cannot take ourselves away or take on any more right now. I'm running out of nurses, and help is, well, everyone is susceptible. They're dropping like flies. We have so many bodies, we don't know how. We have to burn them. I realize, doctor, but I've been doing this for a very long time, and I rarely lose a patient, but this is about my wife and my unborn child. If I didn't think I really needed some outside assistance, I wouldn't have come. I know you specialize in infectious diseases, and I need your expertise, please. I need to at least say I did what I could. I don't think I could live with myself. I admire your tenacity and your dedication, Dr. Watkin. I'm a family man at heart, so I understand. Thank you. I'll do my best to make this work. However that may be. It may just be me, but I'll head down as soon as humanly possible. I can't promise any miracles, but I can promise you my time and dedication as a fellow colleague. Thank you. Thank you. I'm eternally grateful to you, Doctor. Robert exits. He is elated. Scene 2, Arcola Street, a day or so later. Robert has made his way back home. The sky is orange and red as the prairie sun sets. Robert is headed to his office and is greeted by a few local men he knows, all wearing surgical masks. Robert, just a wee nightcap, man. I know we aren't supposed to congregate per se, but I've got a cure for what ails you. Come on, I've had some good news for once. The men join him at his office to have a few celebratory drinks. One drink leads to 2, to 3. They smoke, they play cards, they laugh and joke. Robert is very drunk now. Well, that's it for me. I'm darn well cockeyed, 3 sheets to the wind. It's getting on. I gotta get home to my lady. Oh, shit. He stumbles. They all laugh exuberantly. They exit to the street. Good night, man. We shall overcome. Hey, no smooching. Only with each other. Never. Woohoo! See you later, Doc. He wanders out into the street in a drunken stupor, bottle in hand, singing "We Shall Overcome." A cigarette hangs from his lips. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. He passes a woman on the street. Hey, hello, miss. Could you spare $5? She pauses. She hands it to him. Thank you. See? People are generally good and kind. It's God that hates us. Damn you, Christ Almighty. Damn it all. What kind of God murders the good folk of this town like cattle on the lamb? You're not my God. Not the God of the people. That's for sure. Who are you to toy with the lives of these poor innocent people? Who are you? Where are you? He spots the local bell tower. He climbs the tower. Ah! Now I see you, you bastard. Closer to God are thee, are we? Wonder if this piece of shit even works. For Christ's sake, it's better. You have no goddamn sense of humor, do you, God? Wow, that's bloody obvious. He grabs the rope and tolls the bell. Gong, gong, gong. Take that, you nasty ass tabernacle. Dong, gong, gong. Shut the hell up! You better watch your tongue, fair sir. Your children and your grandfather and their grandmother owe me their lives, so shut your dirty hole, you old coot. Robert keeps ringing the bell. The locals keep shouting to him to shut up. He eventually falls fast asleep in the bell tower. The sun sets. He awakes with the crow of a rooster and young Queenie standing there. She walks over. Daddy, what are you doing? What? Who's that? It's me, Queen. Oh, Queen. I'm so sorry you see me this way. I lost myself. How'd you find me? We could hear you, Daddy, from the farm. You could? Yeah. This is how we know to come to church on Sundays. The bell. What are you doing up here anyway? Are you sick? You look sick. Oh, I hope not. Martha sent me to get you. She can't leave the house. Mr. Murphy dropped by and said you were here yelling or something. Oh. You said you'd be back for dinner. Where were you? Well, I got back and I wanted to celebrate, Queen. Celebrate? Yeah. For Mother. I think I got a very, very good doctor to come and treat your mother. She's going to be fine now. We cure her? I hope so, Queen. Hope? But you went all that way for hope? Yeah, Queen, that's all we have left now. Hope. I hope you feel better. And I hope Mom does too. I hope so too. Come on. Scene 3. Watkin home. It's a cold, rainy day. Martha cleans the ashes from the potbelly stove. Sarah lays in the den in a temporary bed, separate from everyone else, in a sort of bubble. Martha tends to her. Young Queenie puts on her raincoat and is about to leave. Martha says, Where do you think you are going, young lady? Why are you not wearing a mask? Out? Out? Allie and I are going to play with his cats. Queen, you can't be out with other people's homes during this time. Everyone is sick. But it's Allie. He's not sick. But we don't know. Someone in his family could have it. His brother, his sister. You can't take a chance with the baby. But they don't. I don't think you understand the gravity of situation of the disease, Queenie. Gravity? Yes. The weight of this. Many people dying, dear. Thousands. We're lucky to have very few people die. Many are sick. Many. Thanks to Dr. Watkin, they live. We have to be diligent and stay indoors for a while. It spreads fast. How long will we have to stay in? As long as it takes, Queen. You have to think of others and not yourself. Your mother, your father. Yes? He's not my father. You know what I mean. Sarah says, Queen, come here. Young Queenie walks over. Sarah is short of breath and coughs. No, not too close now. Sweetheart, I know this is hard, this staying in, but I have to, for the protection of you and others. Think of Daddy. He can't keep up. Do you want to get sick? No. Well then, you have to follow the rules. And before you know it, It will all be over. When? Nobody knows. But that's what this thing wants. It wants us to go out. It wants to bring us down. We have to fight. Right? Yes. You're a McDonald. We don't go out without a fight. I think I understand. Good. There's no time to doubt it. Know that, right? No. Come on. Listen. I was talking to Daddy, and we've made a decision. It wasn't easy, but we love you. And that's all that, with all that's going on with your father, I think it may be best for you to go stay with Graham in Windsor for the summer. What? Why? Oh, why are you punishing me? Oh, of course not. Just the opposite. I can't have you here. I won't. Martha is having a hard time keeping up. And I know you have tried to help, but we appreciate it. But this new baby will prove to be challenging for all of us. What about Dickie? Martha will help with him. Will I come back in the fall? I don't know, honey. We have to see how this all turns out. But my 7th birthday. I'm sure Graham will make sure you have a lovely birthday, and we'll certainly call you. We can do that now. And Robert will see you off. We love you, Queen. Queenie is stunned. Scene 4, Arcola train station. Steam train whistle blows. Robert kneels down to look to her face to face. He wears a surgical mask. The conductor stands nearby. I hate that sound. It's so loud. We will miss you very much here, Queen. Here, you mustn't forget this. He puts a surgical mask over her mouth. I know. You write us as soon as you arrive, huh? I will. And send our love to Graham and the family. I will. You're going to be fine. I want to hear all your stories when you get back, all right? Promise? Promise. Keep a fair distance from folks on the train and don't talk to strangers, kid. If you do, keep your wits about you. Give them a good swift kick in the shins, yes? Yes. Bye, Daddy. She starts to go. Hey, see you later, rosy cheeks. Happy birthday. See you later. All aboard! All aboard! Better hop on now, little miss, or you're going to be a long walk to Ontario. See you later, Queen. See you later, kid. Young Queenie runs down the platform. We hear the train pull away. She waves. She waves her doll. Scene 5. This is exhausting. Scottish bagpipes are heard wafting through the air. Windsor train station, Ontario. The train arrives with the screech of the wheels on the rails and the hiss of the steam brakes. The train pulls into the station. The train pulls into the station. Sorry, hold on. Where was I? And young Queenie exits. She looks around for an elderly woman, but to no avail. She holds her doll. John A., 30s, approaches. He wears a white surgical mask as well. Are you, by any chance, Queenie? Yeah, that's me, Queen, actually. Ah, oh, yes. Sorry, Queen. Nice to make your acquaintance. Goes to shake her hand. Oh, we don't do that. All right. Well, I'm your Uncle John A. John A? Yes, John A. Not like the Prime Minister, but I get it. Oh, all right. I like your little dolly. Is she your traveling companion? Yes, she's my best friend. Well, let's get you settled, young lady. You've had a long journey. Graham is excited to meet you. She is? Of course. You're our blood. Aye. Aye. Scene 5A, home of Grandma, in Windsor, Ontario. Young Queenie and John A. enter. Well, here we are. I'll take your belongings. You can wash up here before you go in. There's a basin here. Graham is in the far room. Go in and say hi. She can't move too well. She broke her hip, but she's still pretty sprite. Don't piss her off. Young Queenie just stares into the impending doom. She slowly walks across the creaky floor. The room is decorated with plaid tartans, handmade blankets, dolls, old silver, and knickknacks. A large organ-type piano sits regally on one wall. She spots the back of a massive rocking chair. An old grandfather clock ticks very loudly. Graham? Young Queenie comes around the rocking chair. There sits Graham, 70s, a bold, weathered character with a glint in her eye. Aye, lassie, Madame Marath, come here. Let me take a good look at you. Oh, it's me, Queen. Aye, I know that, lassie. Well. You're a pretty little thing, aren't you? Well, thanks, Graham. Nobody ever told me that before. Well, this old bird is telling you. You got the eyes of an angel. Any lad would be happy to have you now. Make yourself at home, you wee bairn, and let John know if you need anything. I'm a wee bit sore, all right? We're going to get you back on track. No time for dilly-dallying here. And when you leave this house, lace gloves are to be worn at all times so not to expose you to the filthy jackies in the street. Prayers in the evening. Do you hear me? Yes, Graham. Come here and give your old Graham a wee hug. Graham pulls away and grabs Queen's face. Did he have the bug, do you? The bug? Young Queenie shakes her head awkwardly in Graham's firm hold. Oh, good. What about this ragamuffin? Referring to her doll. There's a silent pause as Queenie doesn't know if Graham is serious or not. Young Queenie giggles feebly. They both laugh. Scene 6. ARCOLA, Watkin home. The doctor and his nurse, male or female from Regina, have arrived. The doctor pulls Robert aside. He keeps his voice low. Dr. Rogstad. It sounds as though her lungs are both full of fluid. Double pneumonia. Fortunately, you have left us too long, Robert, and it has progressed. I'm so sorry to be the bearer of such bad news. I'm giving her a dose of this. Oh, opium? God's own medicine. She's had a bad cough for many months, Doctor. Well, that will just help with the coughing and some pain. Months is a long time with this, if you know what I'm saying. Now, what worries me, of course, is the imminent pregnancy. What I find perplexing and particularly worrisome is the inflammation occurring in her extremities, the ankles, wrists. He picks up her legs and examines. He lifts her hands. Some clubbing on the fingers. I would say, in my humble opinion, that Sepsis may have set in. Her blood is infected. Robert? Yes, my love, I'm here. I can't guarantee your baby will survive this. I'm so sorry, Robert. We must be diligent in treatment, though, and get her to a facility as quick as we can if she is to have any chance. Robert walks over to Sarah. We're going to transfer you to Regina, dear. Don't worry about us here, all right? Martha's here. We're fine. The Queen is in a safe place now. All right. I trust your judgment. I love you. I love you too, darling. We'll get through this, but it can't be here. And if we don't act now, this could have some serious consequences. Billy. Sorry? I want us to name our child Billy. So it shall be Billy. Boy or girl. It works. They both laugh. And Martha walks over. Take care of my little boy. Do whatever you have to do to save him and yourself. Whatever it takes. You took care of us. Now it's time for you. Rest, my love. Well, I must head back to the city before the sun sets. Thank you, my friends. Are you sure you don't want to stay, Dr. Rugstead? We have lots of room. Oh, no. I have quite a journey ahead of me. I do wish all the best to your family and to you, Sarah. My associate here will stay with you this evening and help with the transport to our medical ward in daybreak. We'll take care of your wife, Dr. Watkin. She's in capable hands now. We must not lose any more fine citizens to this horrible pandemic. It's my mission, and I hope you will make it yours, Dr. Watkin. I have, and I will, sir. I have, and I will. Thank you for taking the time to make the journey. We are all so grateful. Good day. Good day. Stay safe, all. Dr. Rogstad exits the home. There's an ominous silence. We hear the rumble of his automobile fade. Doctor, can I talk to you in private, please? Of course, Martha. They move to another part of the home. Doctor. Robert. I won't tell you again. Please call me Robert. Robert, I think I need to leave this place. I think we are endangering our lives. Perhaps if we get far enough away from it. I understand. I would like to take Dickie with me. Dickie? I would like to take your son under my wing. I will take good care of him. I am afraid he won't survive this. I want to help. But how will you manage? He can live with me in British Columbia. We can live with my sister. She has a lovely home and needs help. And she's clean and proper. Dickie will have all he needs. I want to help you. You are my family. You obviously haven't mentioned this to Sarah. No, but I think it best. Yeah, it's best. Thank you, Martha. Thank you. This will help me in such a time. I will have to move. I can't manage this farm alone. Whew, we've had quite the times here, Martha, have we not? We made a life out of nothing. I'm sad we can't have you stay longer. You have truly been a blessing. Truly. Thank you, Dr. Watkin. Robert. Robert, I'm going to make sure you are compensated and send funds when you need it. I don't have much, but what I do have will be yours. Robert goes to hug Martha. There is a small pause. Mr. Watkin, Robert. Robert, Sarah yells from the other room. Thank you, Martha. Martha stands alone. Robert goes to Sarah. Are we going to lose this child? Sarah, you heard the doctor. He will do what he can. He's a specialist. Martha has agreed to take care of Dickie for a while until you're better. We will conquer this. There's a knock at the door. Richard opens it. An older man stands at the door. Dr. Watkin, you have to come quick. Susan's baby is coming. Right away. Sarah, I have to go. I'll hurry back. Martha, can you make sure she has all her needs for her journey packed and ready to go? I'll try and make it back in time before you depart. If not, this kind gentleman will help you ready the horses. I trust you will know what she needs. Yes, I will. Not to worry, Robert. I love you, darling. Love you. Scene 7. Rural home. Robert and the man entering the home of the pregnant woman. In this section, we see Robert making the preparations and going through the stages of delivering the baby, and music will underscore. This spans an entire evening as the sun comes up. On the other side of the stage is the Watkin home. Sarah is being carefully dressed by Martha and the nurse. This is happening simultaneously. She dresses Dickie, the small boy. She packs suitcases and sets them aside, and the boy and girl from next door help her load the buggy. Sarah boards the buggy as much as she can. She looks around for her husband. He is nowhere to be seen. Martha takes Dickie in her arms. You take good care, Mrs. Watkin, and don't you worry about everything here, all right? No, not a thing. We will be waiting with open arms upon your return. Thank you, Martha. You're such a good woman. I am so grateful. Thank you, Miss Sarah. The buggy exits. Martha stands with the child, Dickie, in her arms. Scene 8, Windsor, Ontario, Graham's home. Young Queenie sits at a desk, opens it, and reads. This is read by Martha. Dearest Queen, I hope life is treating you well outside there. I trust it is. This is hard for me to write, but I feel I must. Climates have changed significantly here since you left. You see, your mother isn't long for this world. I wanted to inform you of this in case you and the other family wanted to plan a trip this way. She now has been in the care of the Regina physicians. She is in good hands. Father told me to write that. We can't wait to see your sweet rosy cheeks again. I plan to also leave this coming months with your brother Dickie to British Columbia. I will take care for him there until the dust settles. Please give all our love and adoration to Graham. I'm sorry our first letter had to be such bad news, but we felt we should inform you and the family. With regards, Martha, Dickie, and Robert. Graham limps in from the other room, cane in hand. Good news, dearie? No, Graham, not at all. Mother is very ill now. She's not long. Oh, my dear Sarah. We have to go there. I have to see my mom. No, dear, you know we can't. Don't be silly. Why not? It's like stepping into a burning fire, love.
We didn't have the skin thick enough. We just can't. Especially your old Gram here. Look at me. I could barely feed myself, let alone travel thousands of miles on the train. And I'm certainly not letting my little one throw herself to the wolves. I've heard the stories. Coughing blood, sickly dying folk everywhere. Highly contagious it is. I've made it thus far, my child. Won't let some bug kill me. Your mother's a strong one. She may live through this and smile to see the morning sun. If she's any child of mine, she will. Oh, Graham, I miss her so much. I know, dear. So do I. They embrace. Now, that's to making me shortbread. Wipe that mug. Come. She slaps her butt. Scene 9. ARCOLA Main Street. A cold winter day. A crowd of town citizens have gathered in the street. A small horn orchestra plays, somewhat out of tune. Face masks are worn by most citizens. They stand a good distance apart. The town councillor stands on a small stage in the street. A woman stands beside him, holding a coonskin fur coat. Town councillor. I have brought us all here together today to honor one of our most valued citizens, Dr. Robert Watkin, a man who has gone to the ends of the earth, trudged through mud, sleet, and snow to tend to the lowly, sick, and sometimes pregnant people of this town. He refers to a pregnant woman in the crowd. They laugh and clap. Congratulations, Mrs. Anderson. Dr. Watkin, I'm sure, will attend to you if you're nice to him. Perhaps if I have a bottle and a chicken on hand. But, seriously, such a time as this, when the world is at great unrest, when our sons, daughters, and husbands have sacrificed their lives for the good of the country and the war effort, when we are faced with such dis-ease, we find comfort and solace in the fact we are taken care of and attended to by such a selfless man. Dr. Watkin, will you please come forth? We have a gift for you. On behalf of the citizens of this, just at that moment, a farmer barges through the crowd. Ah, yeah, a highly respected and loved Dr. Watkin. Who the hell do you think you are, coming into our town and parading around like a medical physician? What the devil? I've seen your tools, your farm implements, knives, rotten milk from an old bucket. Phony! Should sue you for malpractice, you old drunk. Sir, now stop that now. Someone apprehend this man. It's all right, counselor. I'll handle this. Just then Frank, from the infamous milk can scene, appears and emerges. If anyone's a phony, it's him. Robert looks on, wondering who that is. He's talking about him? But let's all take a look at this so-called doctor, shall we? He barged into my house and drank my booze and ordered us around like he owned the place. He's lucky he's still alive. But you know what? He saved my son. Son was dying. He goddamn saved him. So when any of you in this town think there is a better doctor for you, look here. I'd rather have this here doctor in my house than any other doctor in the goddamn district. They all clap. Robert, well, I have to say I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth, Frank. Well, sometimes you gotta tell it like it is. You sure do. You're still a quack to me, though, and you always will be. They cheer, they clap. Well, sorry, folks, and thank you, Frank, for your valuable insights. We shall continue on and not keep us from celebrating any longer such a brilliant man. Dr. Watkin, we are proud as hell to have you at our side. As Frank so eloquently put it, thank you, Frank, we would like to now present you with this coonskin coat and especially engraved gold watch as a gesture of our extreme gratitude and appreciation for serving our communities for over 15 years. Please accept this gift, Dr. Watkin. That'll keep you warm, huh? Oh, thank you. Thank you all so much. And thanks to Frank for keeping me on my toes. This town is certainly, this town certainly kept me on my toes since I first stepped off that train. God bless you all. I have a telegram boy, 20s, then rushes the platform box. Sir, Dr. Watkin, this telegram just came in at the post office. They said to bring it to you right away, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Oh, thank you, boy. He takes the paper. Thank you. Sorry, folks. Excuse me. Robert unfolds the telegram. He reads. It's not good news. He runs off. There's silence. Then ad-libs from the crowd. Is he all right? What's going on? Must be Sarah. Town councillor. Well, play something. The small orchestra starts up again. The crowd chatters and falls away. The lights fade. Scene 10. Watkin home. Moments later, Martha is packing. Robert rushes in. He throws down the fur coat. It hits a lamp, which falls and breaks. He's somewhat hysterical. Martha! Oh, God damn it! Starts to pick up the pieces of the lamp. Martha enters. She helps. Yes, what is going on? What happened? Where's Dickie? Dickie! Dickie! You lost your mind? He's sleeping, Robert. Shh, you won't wake him. Dickie! No, Robert. Please, be quiet. Robert cuts his finger on the glass. Shit. Yes, he's fine. He's asleep. Please, don't worry. Look at what you did to yourself. Oh, I need a doctor now. Where will we find one? They find humor in the pain. Here, let me see this. It's not so bad, eh? She pulls out a hanky and puts pressure on the finger. They are now somewhat holding hands. It's bleeding. Here, this will help. She wraps the hanky over the wound. Thank you. What is wrong? I just got a telegram. Sarah. They could not save her? No. The affection has gone too far. Oh, I am so sorry. So very sorry. I have to go. Of course. I will prepare the carriage. I couldn't. I can't save her. You are tired. Look at you. You go all day for everybody. For everybody. Your family has suffered. You suffer. You knew this would happen. You're right. But did I do enough, Martha? You did what you had to do to survive. I'm not sure I have much more left in me, Martha. You are a strong man. You have made it this far. Through all this mud, you don't quit ever. What about the Queenie and the promise I made to her? Don't you worry. She will be fine. She has Graham who will take care of her. You always worrying about other people. Maybe once you should worry about you. You have to go and be with her. Bring her home. She wants to be home. She gave birth. Sarah? Little Billy was born yesterday. Oh, yeah. By some miracle, he survived. He survived. He must be strong. Like his father. You must go. He needs you. I know. I have to. I've been through a lot with these people in this town, Martha. Saving lives left, right, center. I've lost only 2 patients this whole time. Do you know that? 2. And now Sarah. This is some sort of test, some lesson. Bigger than me or this virus. Sometimes, no matter what you do, it's inevitable. It's time. It's written in time. Set. But you do your best. You always do your best. Yeah. Yes, you are right. Yes, I am. Thank you. What did we ever do to deserve you, huh? I don't know. But I would do it all again. Would you? Only for this family. Well, maybe not this hard stuff. They both laugh in pain and tears. But I am very happy to have known Sarah. I will prepare. Yes. Thank you, Martha. Scene 11 lights up on the ARCOLA funeral home. A few chairs and some beautiful flowers adorn the stage. Queenie appears on stage. John A. joins her. They both wear masks. We hear the hiss of steam train and smoke slowly fill the stage. Oh, God, I hate that sound. John A. Reminds you of all those good times, huh? Sorry, that was supposed to have a Scottish accent. Reminds you of all those good times, huh? She gets up and walks into the funeral set up on stage. John A. follows. Queenie approaches Robert at the funeral. John A. stands close by. Why did you do that? Send me away. We had no other choice, Queen. We? I didn't. But I never got to see my mom again. I had to make that hard choice for you. The flu was everywhere, Queenie. It is everywhere. It's too dangerous putting you at risk. I hope you will see in time why I did what I did. But I can't predict the future. All I can do is hope that what I did will have an everlasting effect on your life for the better. Hope. I'm glad you were able to be here for Billy, though. Your mother would understand. Is Graham taking care of you? Yeah. John is there too, and James and Maud, and we keep her busy and out of trouble. It's a big family, as you know. Then that's all I can hope for. That you're taken care of, Queen. Your mother would be happy to hear that. I miss her. So do I, Queen. We were lucky to have her for that brief moment in time, weren't we? She left us many great gifts. Well, it was good to see you again, Queenie. Don't hesitate to write or call if you have to, okay? Queen. Queen. Have a safe home journey. I said, have a safe journey home. Take care of her, John, will you? I will do. They exit. Scene 12, Arcola train station. Martha appears on the opposite side of the stage. She waits on a train platform with Dickie, suitcase in hand, ready to board the train. The sound of the approaching train can be heard. Arcola, a few years have passed. Robert is looking ragged and sickly. A man and woman walk by Robert as he sits on the bench. Hey, can you spare $5? The people hand him a few dollars. Thank you, kindly, ma'am. Robert lights a smoke, pulls out a whiskey bottle, takes a swig. The telegram from before walks by with his girlfriend. Hey, you look familiar. Aren't you the boy who drank the Paris poison? Uh, yes, sir. Dr. Watkin, I wanted to thank you. My fiance and I are, well, we're getting married next week, and I'm not sure I would have lived to see the day if it wasn't for you, sir. Wow. That's what I call divine order, my boy. Congratulations to you both. I hope to attend. Yes, please, will you? It would really mean a lot to us, sir. Thank you, Dr. Watkin. Thank you so much. Most welcome. At least someone appreciates me. The telegram boy goes to leave. Sorry? Pay no mind. Pay no mind. They exit. Scene 13. Arcola Presbyterian Church. Bagpipes begin to play. Townspeople fill the pews. Queenie, a few years older now, appears, alone. She approaches the coffin, which is beautifully displayed. She places a rose on it. Robert appears. May I have this dance? He appears like a ghost with his arms in dance position. He wears full hospital gown and a large, almost alien gas prevention mask. Queen looks at him stunned. She has manifested a vision of Robert, and they dance to the Scottish-Irish pipes. Queenie is reticent. Robert and Queenie slowly start to revisit the dance they did years ago, her feet on top of his as they waltzed and flit about the stage. What's happening? I think we're dancing. You thought you got rid of me, didn't you? But do you remember this? Yeah. I think I blocked it out. It may have been the one and only time I felt like I had a father. I wish I had more memories like this. Like this. I'm sorry, Queen. I was drowning. They are now slowly waltzing. I didn't fully understand how much stress you were under, I guess. I was too young, I was tangled up in my own crazy insecurities and didn't know what this huge thing was, this pandemic. I know. You knew? Yes. That comes hand in hand with being a stepchild. Well, it really hit home when Dickie arrived. Did you feel left out? Of course I did. He was cute as a button. That's why I love my ragdoll so much. That was my Dickie, my family. Robert pulls the ragdoll from his jacket as if from thin air. Queen smiles from ear to ear. You knew you couldn't save her, didn't you? So you chose to save me. You and Martha. That's why I let Martha take my only son away. I can't imagine the pain. I don't want you to. I want you to imagine the beauty of it all. I think I do now. You do? Do you see how you are a key player in all of this? Yeah. I see what you did. I had no other choice but to pour every last bit of love I had left for her into those poor people. I knew their trees would grow again. I was their pilot. They stopped dancing. And you, I knew you would go on. And I did. I am. Yeah, you did. You have, and you will. Will you be okay now? I will. Robert slowly steps away. She smiles. He fades into the blackness. Scene 14. Queenie to the audience. For many years, I couldn't find a place in my heart for the father I inherited. I realized what he accomplished in just a few short years. He had a lot on his mind. He fought for my mother. He fought for the people of this town. And I realize I wouldn't be here right now if he hadn't sent me away and fought for all of us. That's a revelation. One man. Think about that for a minute. That's all it took. That's a legacy worth the human heir. The steam train whistle blows. God, I hate that sound. She pulls out a letter and a doll. A large crowd of townspeople are still there on stage, frozen, posing as railway passengers, waiting. The old doll falls onto the stage from under Queenie's arm. She bends to pick it up. She looks at it and smiles. Queenie hands Catherine, her daughter, the letter and the old doll. Here, this is for you. Thanks, Mom, but I'm a bit old for a doll, don't you think? This old ragamuffin. I love you, Mom. I love you too, dear. All right, well, let's get you home. I have set up a special room just for you. Just for me? Yeah, just for you. They turn upstage. The townspeople part, and Queenie proceeds to walk into a large cloud of steam from the train. The crowd closes the gap, and Queenie and Catherine have vanished. The townspeople disperse. Lights fade slowly to black. The steam train whistle blows one last time. Projected on the back screen says, "A good man leaveth but an inheritance to his children's children." The end. That was epic. I have never done anything like that before. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Dolores from my hometown, thank you. It was super emotional ride, that's for sure. And it's funny, I realize what has to be changed and taken out. It's nice. I haven't visited this for quite a long time. So thank you guys for supporting me and tuning in. I don't want any money. This is all just being creative and a process for me, and it's also cathartic because it's my family. Do any of you have any questions about Robert and Sarah? Let me just expand this. Let me just show you. I'm not sure if you saw the picture. I wanted to show you a picture of Robert and Sarah. That's Robert and Sarah. So that's my grandfather's sister, Sarah McDonald. And while this was happening, my grandfather was also in Saskatchewan in the north part, which I have no information on if they ever saw each other in Saskatchewan at that time. They must have. It's kind of bizarre that there are no stories of my grandfather going to visit Sarah in the south or anything. So it'd be really interesting to find out. if the two ever, met halfway on the prairies. Thanks, Sharon, and thanks for bringing your daughter and listening too. I hope she learned something from all of that. As you can see, the similarities to what we are going through is kind of shocking. The 1918 Spanish flu pandemic and the TB pandemic were happening almost simultaneously. So, and then the soldiers from the war came home and reinfected everyone again. So it was like this huge waves of the virus. And there's a really great book called The Great Pandemic. I can't remember the name of the guy. Let me just Google it here for you. I'm sure you can Google it as well. It's John, The Great Pandemic. What? Anyway, do you guys have any questions? So it's called The Great Influenza, and it's by John M. Barry. It's also an audiobook on Audible, so you can listen to it. But The Great Influenza is, and John M. Barry is a specialist in that whole era. So I highly recommend you either buy that book, listen to it. Yeah, soldiers. I don't know if a lot of people know that about the soldiers coming home and infecting everyone from being abroad in Europe, in the trenches, and it's insane. Can you imagine? Not only finding out that maybe died in battle, but also maybe died of the flu, on top of it all. So what Sarah had, my great aunt, she had double pneumonia, which is what a lot of people, the similarities to COVID, it's kind of the same thing. It's attacking both the lungs, and then it gets into your kidneys and your organs shut down. But I don't think it was airborne. I don't think influenza is airborne. I think it's just caught through contact. I hope so too. I've sent this off to perhaps Persephone Theater. I'll send this reading off to them. But Persephone Theater in Saskatoon has it, and I also would love for it to, hit Regina at some point as well. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought. You can send me private messages or notes on it, what you felt worked, what felt didn't. I'm feeling that the second act kind of is a bit of a Debbie Downer, a lot of it. I've tried to bring some humor out in the characters, but a lot of it is done with staging and, the sort of like flowers and the beauty of the background projections. Oh my God, I'm sweating like a maniac. It's all, that all adds to the beauty of it, the beauty in the death, I guess, and the beauty of this one man. It's kind of like a savior, helping this whole town. He only had 2 people die during the pandemic, and yet he couldn't save his own wife and himself. I don't know if you know this through the story, but he actually died of double pneumonia himself, which is shocking after being around all those sick people. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys want to watch the beginning of it, I'll sign off now, and then you can go back and watch the beginning. I've done 3 hours already, so that's a lot of time. Maybe I need to make some cuts. Love you guys. Thanks again, everybody, and please share this if you feel that there are people that would be interested in producing this. I also have this is the new version. This is a rewritten version. So, that's cool, Karen. That's cool. That's awesome. You closed your eyes and just listened. that's a great way to tune in. Okay, so if no one has any questions, thank you again to Sharon and Karen and Christina, and we've actually got people in Ireland and England listening. Karen, and who else is here? Dawn was here. Bram from the UK. Dawn is in New York. Yeah, and Sharon is here in Toronto. Okay, guys, cheers to you all, and thanks again. Have a great rest of the long weekend, and take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Again, if you have any questions or queries, you can private message me. Thank you. Bye.